Today we are going to start the English Literature Chapter 1, The Woman on Platform number 8. Care and concern, gift wrapped in bright packets of love, thoughtfulness, empathy, patience, forgiveness, and kindness, cost very little but bring tremendous joy to the receiver and to the one who gives. It is also infectious. Someone made to feel cared for by you will unknowingly pass this feeling on, perhaps to a neighbor. The neighbor will send it forward to a friend, and the friend again to someone else. By being caring, you can make miracles happen. So why wait? Arun is waiting on the platform alone for the train to arrive. Read how he gets impressed by the simplicity and calm dignity of a stranger he meets on the platform. So the story is about Arun and the one stranger he met and got impressed by the simplicity and calm dignity of that person. It was my second year at boarding school and I was sitting on platform number 8 at Ambala station waiting for the northern bound train. I think I was about 12 at that time. My parents considered me old enough to travel alone, and I had arrived by bus at Ambala early in the evening. Now there was a wait till midnight before my train arrived. "Are you all alone, my son?" asked a soft voice close behind me. I looked up and saw a woman standing near me. She was leaning over, and I saw a pale face and dark, kind eyes. She wore no jewels and was dressed very simply in a white sari. "Yes, I am going to school," I said and stood up respectfully. She seemed poor, but there was a dignity about her that commanded respect. "I have been watching you for some time," she said. "Didn't your parents come to see you off?" "I don't live here," I said. "I had to change trains. Anyway, I can travel alone." "I'm sure you can," she said, and I liked her for saying that. And I also liked her for the simplicity of her dress and for her deep, soft voice and the serenity of her face. "Tell me, what's your name?" she asked. "Arun," I said. "And how long do you have to wait for your train?" "About an hour, I think. It comes at 12 o'clock. "Then come with me and have something to eat." I was going to refuse, out of shyness and suspicion, but she took me by the hand, and then I felt that would be silly to pull my hand away. I looked up at her again. She must have been over 30, but had she been 50, I think she would have looked much the same. She took me into the station dining room, ordered tea and samosas and jalebis, and at once I began to thaw and take a new interest in this kind woman. She questioned me quietly from time to time, but preferred listening. She drew me out very well, and I had soon forgotten that we were strangers. But she did not ask me about my family or where I lived, and I did not ask her where she lived. I accepted her for what she had been to me, a quiet, kind, and gentle woman who gave sweets to a lonely boy on a railway platform. After some time, we walked back together in silence until we reached the place where I had left my suitcase. One of my school fellows, Satish, a boy of about my age, had turned up with his mother. We shook hands, and then he turned to his mother and said, "This is Arun, mother. He is one of my friends." "I am glad to know that," said his mother, a large, imposing woman. She looked at the woman who led my hand and said, "And I suppose you are Arun's mother?" I opened my mouth to make some explanation, but before I could say anything, the woman replied, "Yes, I am Arun's mother." I was unable to speak a word. I looked quickly up at the woman, but she did not appear to be at all embarrassed, and was smiling at Satish's mother. Satish's mother said, It's such a nuisance having to wait for the train right in the middle of the night. But one can't let the child wait her here alone. These days, one has to be very careful of strangers. Arun can travel alone though, said the woman beside me, and somehow I felt grateful to her for saying that. I had already forgiven her for lying, and besides, I had taken an instinctive dislike to Satish's mother. Well, be very careful, Arun, said Satish's mother, looking sternly at me. Be very careful when your mother is not with you. Never talk to strangers. I looked from Satish's mother to the woman who had given me tea and sweets, and then back at Satish's mother. I like strangers, I said. Satish's mother definitely staggered a little, as obviously she was not used to being contradicted by small boys. There you are. You see, if you don't watch over them all the time, they will walk straight into trouble. Always listen to what your mother tells you, she said, wagging a fat little finger at me, and never ever talk to strangers. The station bell clanged, and the people who had been till now squatting resignedly on the platform began bustling about. The train moved slowly into the station, the engine hissing and sending out waves of steam. As it came to a stop, Satish jumped on the footboard of a lighted compartment and shouted, "Come on, Arun, this one's empty." I picked up my suitcase and made a dash for the open door. We placed ourselves at the open windows, and the two women stood outside on the platform talking up to us. Satish's mother did most of the talking. I was smarting under the patronizing tone of Satish's mother, who obviously thought mine a very poor family, and I did not intend giving the other woman away. I let her take my hand into hers, but I could think of nothing to say. I was conscious of Satish's mother staring at us with hard, beady eyes, and I found myself hating her with a firm, unreasoning hate. The guard walked up the platform, blowing his whistle for the train to leave. I looked straight into the eyes of the woman who held my hand, and she smiled in a gentle, understanding way. I leaned out of the window then and put my lips to her cheek and kissed her. The carriage jolted forward and she drew her hand away. "Goodbye, mother," said Satish as the train began to move slowly out of the station. Satish and his mother waved to each other. "Goodbye," I said to her and to the other woman. "Goodbye, mother." I didn't wave or shout, but sat still in front of the window, gazing at the woman on the platform. Satish's mother was talking to her, but she didn't appear to be listening. She was looking at me as the train took me away. She stood there on the busy platform, a pale, sweet woman in white, and I watched her until she was lost in the milling crowd. In the story, The Woman on Platform Number 8, the narrator, known as Arun, who is recalling an incident when he was 12 years old. He encountered a woman at the train station who not only showed him kindness but who he never really got to know. Her name or occupation was a mystery, and the only hint that the reader gets as to the woman's identity is when the young child runs across the railway tracks in the station and the woman firmly holds Arun's arm. It is possible that the woman is a mother who lost her own child at the station and as such is protective of other children who are alone and who pass through the station. Having experienced the loss of a child, the woman may spend her time at the station ensuring that the same does not occur to another child. What is also interesting about the story is the fact that Arun is so trusting of the woman, and how she is dressed appears to have an influence on Arun. The woman is dressed solely in a white sari, and Ruskin Bond may be using the woman's appearance to symbolically suggest that she is of good will, that there is a purity within the woman, and that she will not be a negative force on Arun's life during her brief encounter with Arun. Something that is clear to the reader as the story progresses. The woman also puts Arun before herself when she offers to feed and look after him while he is waiting for the train. Again, there is a sense that Arun is trusting of the woman. Even though he has no idea who she is, Arun feels as though he has to respect the woman due to the simplicity of her dress and the fact that she is kind towards him. Though he does initially have suspicions about the woman, however, when he is eating his food, his suspicions disappear and he is comfortable in the woman's presence. If anything, Arun knows that the woman is not a threat to him. Her primary concern, as the reader understands it, it is that she is concerned that Arun will be okay while he is alone in the station. Satish's mother is an interesting character as she acts as one would expect a mother to act. She is putting Satish first and making sure that he will be okay. However, her interference when it comes to Arun is not only annoying to Arun, but is the trigger for the woman to tell Satish's mother that she is Arun's mother. Though this is a lie, it connects Arun further to the woman and puts him at ease, allowing him the ability to take the stance he does towards Satish's mother. He does not have to agree with her as the woman is fully behind anything that Arun may say. If anything, Arun is showing an independent streak, though at the same time he has become reliant on the woman. She has ensured that everything is okay, and by backing up Arun with regard to Satish's mother, Arun finds a degree of freedom to express himself, which he does by kissing the woman on the cheek before the train leaves the station. This act may be important as not only does it again connect Arun with the woman, but it suggests that Arun is grateful of the woman's action with regards to how she has treated him. The end of the story is interesting as very little appears to happen. However, Arun has learned a valuable lesson by trusting his instinct with regard to the woman. Arun knows that he made the right decision. Though he may never meet the woman again, he will be grateful for her intervention in what was previously a lonely experience for Arun. He was in a world whereby he was unrecognized and at times forced out of the station when it was busy. With the woman's help, he was able to stand on his own 2 feet, the benefit of which he was able to comfortably disagree with Satish's mother without the fear of retribution from the woman. If anything, the woman again allowed Arun his own sense of freedom while at the same time being careful not to be overprotective, something which Satish's mother might do well to learn from. However, the reader does feel an element of pity for the woman at the end of the story. Though we don't know her true identity and are left to assume she has lost a child at the station, there is a feeling that the woman's life is dedicated to looking after other children at the station, being unable to move on from her own loss.